Alright. Sorry everyone for taking a while. This is my first time streaming, so I'm still getting the hang of all this stuff. I recently had to reset my computer, so I have to set up a lot of what I had. So play this game again. Oh, great. Right. Mhm. Switch to Persia. Strange ambition of losing a city. If that happens. Russia. John. Right. Mhm. Persia's taxman, bunch of Doubling slingers. Avalon is having a drought, it looks like. Interesting enough. We'll send them to pay their costs. Spending 100 gold over they have. They do have a lot of food and the archer. I'm sure. National Council Treasury. Just kind of that tactic of using your council and treasury actions pulling those projects away from the battlefield to turn culture and civics pay for these bigger units. Get it's and it's traveling afar. There, off exploring the world. The air is now computer. Go back to the combat. I've knocked out just about all of Persia's army so far. And left is the scout. It's Persia's turn, so let's see what they do now. Persia had 2 units killed. Yes, my game turns into Cyrillic whenever it's Persia's turn. So just have to invert. We're sending 2 more. Here my number. 3 more. Last one's definitely. This should be good against slingers at least. Slingers are a lot cheaper. Back to Babylonia. Fiddlers still selling stone to cover their debts. I got their slingers attacked. Alright, overlay this here. Now these barracks and strongholds, garrisons that aren't being used so much. At least building these units far away from the actual battle. Not here. I'll have to go all the way. Looks like they're starting to maybe build a road here. That could help. Count has ended. Sage has died. So brother is now the head of the family. See how the families are looking. It's not, not great, not terrible. And we're at the highest of a +6. 22 over. Back to Persia. Difficult because I can't actually get any other stuff. Persia has a state religion, which is using new technology this time. Tree. Just spoked wheel. Yep. Drama, navigation, order boost, spoked wheel. They originally chose spoked wheel and then changed to order. Now they're changing to navigation, so I guess they're going for those ships in the middle of the mountains for some reason. But navigation like leads to horsemen and coinage. Or no, free horsemen. That's not. They don't need that for horsemen. I'm not sure why they're going for navigation. I think it's required for other things. Oh, it's cartography. I just need its coinage. There would need navigation for that. Checking back on the battle. They lost one of their 3 units. The 3 spearmen they sent in. That also killed one of the slingers. There are a bunch more. Now, I want some arcade and archer to help as well. I think that came all the way up from Babylonia. So it's one of those that went on a long trek. And they have state religion, Judaism. So got +2 for building a temple. +2 legitimacy. Have a bunch of these Jewish units. Well, Jewish disciples. Add religion to their neighboring city. I'm just kind of I said the city names. Hopefully that helps them develop. Not an expert on religion yet myself. Interesting to see how that factors in. And also Zoroastrianism. Correct. So, Emily does have a little religion. And they have their own symbols there. Let's check in on the stats, I guess. They're both like jumping up in growth. Physics is kind of dwindling, so pretty high. And on par for both. Training, Babylon has really fallen behind on. And cultural attraction, they're ahead on. Happiness, they're both really low on, but Babylonia is a little higher. And then science, Babylonia is, of course, higher on. Or higher. I don't know if there's there. Money production, of course, so it's gone back up, but they're still in the negatives. There's a is at least in the positives. Orders. Fish is also leading on. Food. They had like a I guess the drought really hit them both, but now that the drought's over, uh, both back up to full food production. Good. Yeah, this just shows production, but they've had steady food supply throughout. Wood production is 0, negative. They're not looking for wood at all, it seems. And Babylonia's stone. Persia's winning iron, just by a little bit of both. Alright, we're back to Persia. Persia has backed away from the war, where their people died. Yeah, the two soldiers died in the last turn. So we'll see if they send anybody else this turn, I guess. They still um, building an army. There's a warrior in production, spearman, slinger, spearman. And they have a bunch of cities idle. They're not doing building up their civics like with projects like Babylonia was. I don't think Babylonia has any of their cities idle. Yep. Babylonia has one strong city. I would imagine Babylon. Oh, just a strong city. The one they're fighting over, probably. Eric. One I can't pronounce at least. It's a very small city, but very strong cultural production, I guess. Thing. I guess that's from their religion, if their religious units there. Oh, it's still Persia's turn. I got distracted, I guess. Alright, let's Persia too. Units lost, but they attacked 3. And I saw this scout in their territory. Seeing the new recruits coming up to the battlefront. I finished at or men. They're training a miner specifically for it. That should help culture production as well. For science. Science and military, not actually culture. And the city also has a slinger. Unlike, oh, this one has a bunch. But they can only see the one. I wonder if there's only one slinger because they can only see one slinger. Sounds like fighting's going on. Not sure where. They've put their cities into production, all those cities that weren't doing anything before, or at least raising the units now. And we're back. It's air, education. I guess I have to figure out how to educate the air that was abroad. There's a new one. House is ill. I got the music lover trait. I've never seen that before, but that's great. So you don't have to build a performance hall or whatever for the music starting game. Intelligent, but extra culture. I think that's just a Babylonian thing. Be on top of it. and their successor really doesn't like them, as they've got bypassed. I think if I think she was the one who, no, Duke is traveling afar, so that's who we were talking about before. And now the Duchess is also traveling afar, second and third in line. Must be that Duchess they're making the decision on because she just turned 10, so let's really make the decision. Avalon's really just not caring about money this game, which is wild. But the family to Zoroastrian their religion. Uh, Two families are pagan, Babylonian paganism, and the one family is Zoroastrian. Ironically, the family that dislikes them the most, and they still haven't adopted it as a state religion, unlike the Persians of Judaism. Um, they're not known for ambitions either. That it's harvesting and getting wood. Neither of them are getting any wood, apparently. That's a common thing here. Alright, here's the battlefront again. No one's there. It's just a bunch of Babylonians now. So I imagine Babylonians are gonna start pushing out, although there's no one else attacking them. I have a bunch of units here. Persian improvement finished. The Shrine of Anita. Help spread their Persian paganism. Um, it was acolyte, most importantly, I guess. Boosting that. Why they went for that. Because they have their own religion, right? Judaism now. They're not super into paganism anymore. Although they have the holy city of paganism version. So I'd hope there. And not have nets because this map doesn't have much water. Mountainous. That could also be why there's so many slingers, because this is a mountainous map that adds one distance for slingers, which is helpful. And the slingers versus the scout. Can't see the scout. Persia spread religion to another city, Darband. I feel like there should be a religious overlay too, to see where all your religions are. But it's in the title. That Susa doesn't have religion yet. They're still pagan, I guess, or nothing. It's both. So Judaism hasn't spread that far in Persia. A couple cities. Oh, here's a Christian city. Interesting. That was founded this year, so they just built this religion. A bunch of Persian units. Persian, well, not really Babylon. They're still in that area. But Babylon saw them. Babylon discovered hydraulics, and now they're researching forestry, so they can finally get those trees. Someone has to, I guess. Babylon converted their wife to Zoroastrianism. So continuing that train of converting everybody. The Duchess is drunk, so they're becoming debaucherous, probably. That was traveling afar. There was like a 30% chance of that, probably. Coming up on the first hour of play.
Achtung, es ist 19 Uhr.
We have three courtiers, just added a new one. That's you. There's warlike, so that could help build up their military. Also, now Babylon has a bunch of idle cities. Maybe they'll start doing things within this turn. I should probably wait and look for what happens at the end of the turn instead of in the middle of it. They did indeed start building a road up from Erdit, right? Like the city where they were fighting before still isn't connected. I'm building two roads. So one is from Babylon, and looks like another's from Earth, maybe. I don't think the city is connected yet either. Earth might have strong culture, but its discontent is very high too, or getting high. Probably because of the strong culture, right? With that also increases discontent. Look at the overall scores again, just to check in on things. Persia and Babylon. Babylon, yeah, got above Persia in military, which is surprising. Selling all that stone hasn't really raised the price, which is nice. They can just keep selling stone and not having money. Persia's legitimacy shot up. Statesman family's way down. Less. Like Italians breaking out again. In the same place. Persia's not more units over. And Italians trying to break out again. Slinger against all the slingers. And another spearman. And another spearman. And the spearmen are from Darband, I think. I have the Shield of the Disciples, which is the family that is mad at them right now. So they have minus 10% effectiveness. Statesman. Recommend, maybe? Uh, our Christian family has really gone up. Loyalty. Recommend has gone way down. All of that, well, these two units at least have a bunch of upgrades. And generals. This one has a general but no upgrades. Heroic. And we're back to Babylon. That's all these wood ambitions. Not super high priority. But they are studying forestry. They'll probably be done this for next turn. 2 years. They sold stones more. And only one of their slingers killed by the Persian army. But four spearmen attacked them. Two, three spearmen, one slinger. Three. Oh, and then they're attacking back. Got their Onikura unlimbered, it looks like. Not yet. That would be really powerful when it does. Wife died. She was sick. Youth became greedy. There, Owen. Owen would. O10 would a turn. So that's going to cost them. That's probably why they're studying forestry. I wonder what units use wood. Archers. The Canadian archers they have on the front line are all using 10 wood a turn. Well, overall, altogether, they use 10. Not bad, but it'd be good to actually produce wood themselves. And let's look at production. We have a council here. A city with all the fighting is not is standing idle. Got this worker standing idle too. And a worker here standing idle, even though I thought they were building a road to the city, but I guess they're waiting for the fighting to calm down first. They just don't have many orders. They only have 19 orders a turn. A lot of the workers are standing by idle. Military taking priority. There's a bunch of military here. I wonder if they're planning this to be a front line too. Back to Persia. Persia again lost 2 units in the front line again, but they attacked 8. That's a pretty good compromise. Finished another religious unit, or placed the Jewish monastery. Got unit, Jewish disciple, red religion. 2 cities finished their productions. They're idle. There's a spearman here, slinger. Miner still being produced. Nice spearman, lots of spearmen. Slingers. Also, upgrade, just regular warrior spearmen. Getting close to finishing their navigation too. Babylon is about to learn their forestry, and here's the navigation. We got making friends with Babylon. Either encourage an alliance, and Prince will be plotting against or accuse them of a plot. More Persians killed at the front lines. I got a ballista out. Double there on injury. Consul's almost in there. Apprentice Acolyte. Got idle cities. You probably see things happen in this turn. Or turn in a minor. And they have all of these warriors. Or military, I should say. Like that, adding that overlay. That'll show details about the units. Yeah, so you have a little information about slingers. Because there's so many of them here. There's the ballista, so they have 100% attack versus infantry. Why they're taking out these spearmen so well. Attacks to damage the tower behind them. Um, the construction works in Anshan have accidentally strayed into holy ground, uncovering the bones of the buried. Prince Arnes of Persia comes before the court to ask for strict protection for Jewish ground. Discontent of the Arsid family. How do you placate these disturbed souls? What are parts of the set be reconstructed? pillaging a barracks. The building is down, but only allow Jewish ground. Building on Jewish ground with permits will help Judaism but hurt civics or refuse the request. And the prince becomes disappointed in you. That increases growth of acid cities. Politics studies is studying politics. It looks like you can get two versions of this event. One that happens to the student, and then one as an adult under 30. He is not under 30. The battlefront again. Keep an eye on that. Babylon lost 3 units. And Babylon finished the research login, so they can choose what they want next. Baseless accusations. Event. By the Chilean family. You retract your statements and apologize, which increases their opinion of you, but you lose legitimacy. Claim that the conspiracy has not been proven yet, in which case Princess becomes estranged. You lose the opinion of that family, but gain military. Right. Persia took out a slinger and ballista last turn. Oh, but it looks like Elbon brought out another Avenger. Curious about the difference between the two. Well, we brought up the ballista before. So the onager has splash damage, where the ballista goes through enemies, I believe. Right? The onager deals damage to everybody around them. So that's why you say the Persia army is spreading out. Right? They all have a tile between them. Which is smart against onagers, otherwise the splash damage will go and attack everybody. And it's 60 strength, which is pretty high, right? Like these slingers only have 20 HP. And that one is stunning Talon. Talon. I don't know how to say that, but that unit. Which will make them more powerful. It looks like they ended the year without doing anything with basis accusations, so it probably just went to the default option. We have improbable tasks. Suitors are starting to line up for her ex's hand, but your child will not be given to just anyone. Miss Munn starts to invent tasks for suitors. Weed out the best of them. You want to make them yoke a lion to a boar and board to a chariot, or hunt incredible beasts, or send them to the market for a cup of wine. And then the old ways. Which lets you choose an ambition. Um, Persia is switching to get a free Altan cavalry. Those have 3 movement and 60 strength, and they can route, so they can hit multiple units similar to the Onager. That might be a good counterplay. A little bigger so people can read it. Etc. Way over here in the outskirts got uh, a rebel dealing with. In the front lines, more people have lost their lives. Babylon has a solid line of folks, though. Persia's just slowly trickling people in, looks like. And Persia has a scout in here to help see what's going on. Persia has a scout hidden here, but Babylon brings up most of their people from below here. The scout's not really seeing anything. Uh, Rebel units here too. And Persia's starting to get hit with discontent. Paying for it. Babylon got remarried, it looks like. Still has no money. So they keep selling stone. I guess that's just a thing. It looks like Persia bringing people up to the battlefront, going to fight off dissidents. But that gives Babylon a great opportunity here with their little army here to come in and invade. Let's bring up the stats for an Akkadian archer too, just to compare. Because that's been Babylon's big unit so far. The Akkadian archers also have 60 strength um, and splash damage. Not as much splash damage, I think. No, it's the same amount. 25%. I got a child. My son is now an adult. First in line of succession. He's still traveling. So I think if they're traveling while succession happens, like they have to be told. So if something happens to the queen, the line of succession might skip these two, right? And go right to the duke, I imagine. I'm not exactly sure that's how it works, but I remember when something like that happened to me, they did have to tell the folks traveling, which might be good because these two don't have the best qualities. Yeah, this one's greedy, the other one's drunk. They're not great. And greedy goes match on charisma and discipline. Affable goes +1 growth. That'd be good. Persia's people, the king has tons of traits. All those. Judge, inherit project, prosperous, Pathfinder, Delver, insane. Oh, maybe the bottom ones aren't so good. We got another one. Christian descent. I imagine things like this happen a lot when you have multiple religions vying over things. And I also have a hand withdrawn. Air education. And the Carpin. Well, the Carpins is it only happens with Persia and Zoroastrianism. Um, you can use it to take action to curb the spread of the religion. A six legitimacy for ongoing prosecutions. Um, or you can tell them to stop the prosecutions. Well, minus 48 opinion, 40 turn. If you protect them from prosecution, you get plus 80 opinion for 40 turn. We should probably look how they're doing with their families now. Yeah, it switched up a bit. Right before the hunters were the highest, I think. If I remember right. And the riders, maybe it's always been like this. But the statesmen were were lower with like negative 200 before, so they've jumped up to 100. I guess we can just look at the record. Use the same families. Babylon's families are pretty stable. I mean, they're low, but they're stable around zero. Babylon is researching more Akkadian archers. Oh, I missed that event. And they successfully discovered phalanx. The prince is now a scholar, which is a good trait. And that must be one of the people that's out running around. Ah, not showing up on the side there. Still shows him as affable, greedy. Probably. Maybe that's just not a trait. The cognitive or whatever. Cognomen archetype. Persian Jewish disciple got all the way over here, I guess. Surprising. Let me see where the disciples are, I wonder. There. One there. I don't. I must have taken it out. back to Babylon. The Duchess, second in line, became a heckler. They helped from battle. And the leader became God Queen. That's wild. Domestic dispute. Got a event. For the past few evenings, you've been glimpsed. Oh, looks like they were trying to sell the monkey, but they need money for it. So they need to sell stuff to get money. Or buy the monkey, not sell it. Buy a monkey. For the past few evenings, you've been glimpsed walking in the gardens. It looks like, yeah, they're indecisive of what to sell or something. Or maybe just shifting things around. Word has reached your husband that he expresses irritation at this familiarity. He demands you remove such distractions, or he threatens to make your life so much harder. So you can remove him from the court, buy a monkey, or take him as a lover. We're to Persia, noble clergy. Only ending the prosecution is available to come. So that'll get minus 48 opinion with Zoroastrianism. And they can upgrade one of their leaders. It's vigilant. Increase the city's defenses, but it's not the front lines. It's way out. Middle of nowhere here. Way out at the edge. It does have dissidents or rebels kind of fight off. It's got a lot of rebels now that I deal with. And then it's starting to attack the city. So the city has one defender and two rebels fighting against it. Similar here, but it's 1-to-1, but they're pretty evenly matched. uh, Experiment is not holding up super well. Here it's just a spearman versus a warrior. So these two haven't attacked yet. I imagine the warrior won't bode well when they actually start fighting. And previously I had a unit here. I'm not sure what type because it's Cyrillic. But they also had my characters die. Persia had a marriage between a governor, two governors, I guess, of different cities, but the same family. Arsid. Rider family. Finished. Barracks. Used the production's finished. They replaced one with council. And it's Babylon's turn. And they're saying if the prince is going to come back or keep going. So I guess this is where we get to see if they're intentionally keeping them away. Some sort of plan. And they're dead. And it's still traveling. They also haven't really appointed any governors, which is interesting. It's not something I've tried. Usually, governors help cities, but I guess if you have a big army, you can put people as army instead. Talking about army, we have more fighting going on. But healing. I heard fighting. I'm not sure where it is. This was the front line, but they're not really lined up there anymore. They're just distracted by all of our rebels. Avalon completed one of their legacies to gather wood, so they're trying to produce wood, I guess, or just bought a bunch. That's probably why they were juggling stuff around to buy wood. Oh, Solomon. And one of the wonders required a Jewish holy city. They can make the second line in Persia gracious or compassionate. So gracious increases civics. Marriage offers the son. Wow. Well, Duke. The second in line. A mutiny. Things have gotten even worse. They have to decide if they want to adopt freedom instead of slavery. As they have so far. Persia does. Oh, and they did. They switched from slavery to freedom. Vassalage, serfdom, and monotheism. It looks like they took out one of the uh, rebels, Chitar. Still two left here. I don't see many military units around. It looks like Persia's a little distracted with their mutiny. We're back to Babylon. Babylon has slingers hiding. Maybe not actually hiding because it's their own city. Duchess, 39, is now an adult. They can try to be tutored. Guess not. Prince, first in line, is now courageous. Gain the courage. 3 wisdom, -1 charisma, 2 courage, discipline. Fill a spot as an ambassador. That's not filled as well. I mean, it looks kind of scary if you didn't know that they're all fighting rebels. Directed. It's time to work on a farmer here. Oh. Not a warrior unit or a military unit. There's they are working on a Acadian Archer, Ballista, Spearman in other cities. One isn't working on a. Here's another farmer. So there's 2 cities that aren't working on military. Anyway, and we got a faithful life as the event. Whether to wed the suitor or stay with wife. They don't have a spouse right now. That still didn't take a spouse, so that's interesting. Yes, they refused to marry, even though they don't have a spouse at the moment. Yeah, like the -40 opinion hit from the suitor. Rebels are destroying more of Catra, but they did train a slinger up along with the warrior. I don't think I brought up the warrior stats, even though I hit the slinger before. Oh, I think it made his match. Just not the leader. It's the head of the family. Had a child. I think this is also a family too. It's not in the royal succession line. Finished another monastery and a stronghold. Now they're working on a shrine, the Tara. Getting that. And not paganism up, I guess. Not abandoning paganism still. And we're back to Babylon, and they're choosing a new thing to research. They have metaphysics, link consolidation, composite bow, or free archer. Finished a lumber mill, a mine, differences. Discontent in Babylon went up by one. It looks like just from the prosperity, maybe. And now the discontent outweighs the content, so it's not great. They got their free Achaean archers from researching, but there's no battle going on. This would have been a great time to attack because Persia is all distracted by their rebels. And Persia gets to choose what they want to. Drama. They chose a free archer too. Let's look at that unit's stats. It looks like its big thing is strength and movement. They're not super hardy, but they move quickly and strong. And we're up to the second hour of the game.
It is now 20 o'clock. Achtung, es ist 20 Uhr.
Alarm for myself. Hour. still trying to quell the raids. Rebels. Looks like they took out the Slayer. Not just the Spearman is left now. Finished Garrison, a mine, a stronghold, and another stronghold. So really gearing up for getting their military. Saw Avalon's free unit, like Gaiden archers, with the scout they have. Which also has +1 discontent. Persia has so many orders. They're getting 44 orders a turn. So last turn they had 6 orders to spare and sold them at the end of the turn, using them. But they are low on wood, so had to sell things. Last turn, they finished the technology of Kaltan Cavalry. Not really a technology, it's just another free unit. They're really gearing up on free units with the research instead of actually researching technology now. Like they're trying to build up an army. But kind of gave up on that battlefront for a little bit at least. Let's look up the unit. I don't remember if we looked this up already, but it can also route. It's kind of like the Persona horse. And then it's another, it's another Persona horse. I think before we were looking at the camel archer. So this is similar stats for a camel archer, but on a horse and it can route. I guess that's interesting. Naga are a mysterious group. Mysterious practitioners of Zoroastrianism. Tenders of the sacred fires, experience of the rites of Mazda. Word has reached you that a particularly talented individual, Magus, in Balit, 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 has traveled to court from Uathura. That plea for forgiveness, upgrading different units. They must have had an exiled or fugitive person. I wonder if their kids are okay. Still traveling, they're not exiled. That's good. And they have begun, Persia has begun building an necropolis. That's, I wonder. And we'll get them a bunch of culture, which I think they need. The ones they ahead of them on. the plea for forgiveness gave them legitimacy, so they must have chosen the last option, the second option, so they don't forgive. I guess I should be looking in this bonus effects place more because it tells you what happened in the events and the Magnus event. Give them extra effects. Add a new person in Babylon. Upgraded Urgy. I wonder if the upgraded clergy or the clergy achievement is why they got the Magnus event. As Magnus is the leader of the religion. It looks like we might be on break or something. Grab a tea and be right back. 1 second. It looks like we're ending for the night then. So for confirmation from the players. Looks like we're caught a day here. Yeah, I'll call it a night. Thanks for everybody who watched. Um, this was a good first experience. I hope next time is our next time should be a lot more polished. But I gotta start somewhere, so it was a great first run at this. To everybody watching.